The Story of Burnt Njal, Chapter 23. Huckster Hedinn. Gunnar rode from home 2 nights afterwards, and 2 men with him. They rode along until they got on Bluewood Heath, and then men on horseback met them and asked who that tall man might be of whom so little was seen. But his companions said it was Huckster Hedinn. Then the others said a worse was not to be looked for behind, when such a man as he went before. Hedinn at once made as though he would have set upon them, but yet each went their way. So Gunnar went on doing everything as Njal had laid it down for him. And when he came to Huckster, he stayed there the night, and thence he went down the dale till he came to the next farm, to Huckster. There he offered his wares for sale, and Hedinn fell at once upon the farmer. This was told to Hrut, and he sent for Hedinn, and Hedinn went at once to see Hrut, and had a good welcome. Hrut seated him over against himself, and their talk went pretty much as Njal had guessed. But when they came to talk of Wrong River Dale, and Hrut asked about the men there, Gunnar sung this stave. Men in sooth are slow to find, so the people speak by stealth. Often this hath reached my ears, all through Ranger's rolling vales. Still I trow that Fiddle Mord tried his hand in fight of yore. Sure was never gold bestower such a man for might and wit. Then Hrut said, Thou art a skald, Hedinn, but hast thou never heard how things went between me and Mord? Then Hedinn sung another stave. Once I ween I heard the rumour how the Lord of Rings bereft thee. From thine arms, earth's offspring tearing, trickful he and trustful thou. Then the men, the buckler-bearers, begged the mighty gold-begetter, sharp sword oft of old he reddened, not to stand in strife with thee. So they went on, till Hrut, in answer, told him how the suit must be taken up, and recited the summons. Hedinn repeated it all wrong, and Hrut burst out laughing, and had no mistrust. Then he said, Hrut must summon once more, and Hrut did so. Then Hedinn repeated the summons a second time, and this time right, and called his companions to witness how he summoned Hrut in a suit which Una, Mord's daughter, had made over to him with her plighted hand. At night he went to sleep like other men. But as soon as ever Hrut was sound asleep, they took their clothes and arms, and went out and came to their horses, and rode off across the river, and so up along the bank by Hjardarholt, till the dale broke off among the hills. And so there they are upon the fells between Laxriverdale and Hawkdale, having got to a spot where no one could find them, unless he had fallen on them by chance. Houskuld wakes up that night at Huckster, and roused all his household. I will tell you my dream, he said. I thought I saw a great bear go out of this house, and I knew at once this beast's match was not to be found. 2 cubs followed him, wishing well to the bear, and they all made for Hrutsteda and went into the house there. After that I woke. Now I wish to ask if any of you saw aught about you, yon tall man. Then one man answered him, I saw how a golden fringe and bit of scarlet cloth peeped out at his arm, and on his right arm he had a ring of gold. Houskuld said, This beast is no man's fetch, but Gunnar's of Lithend, and now methinks I see all about it. Up! Let us ride to Hrutsteda. And they did so. Hrut lay in his locked bed, and asks who have come there. Houskuld tells who he is, and asked what guests might be there in the house. Only Huckster Hedinn is here, says Hrut. A broader man across the back it will be, I fear, says Houskuld. I guess here must have been Gunnar of Lithend. Then there has been a petty trial of cunning, says Hrut. What has happened, says Houskuld. I told him how to take up Una's suit, and I summoned myself, and he summoned after. And now he can use this first step in the suit, and it is right in law. Then there has indeed been a great falling off of wit on one side, said Houskuld, and Gunnar cannot have planned it all by himself. Njal must be at the bottom of this plot, for there is not his match for wit in all the land. Now they look for Hedinn, but he is already off and away. After that they gathered folk, and looked for them 3 days, but could not find them. Gunnar rode south from the fell to Hawkdale, and so east of Skard, and north to Holtbeacon Heath, and so on until he got home.